There is even a myth that the size of a woman's lips determines the size of her.
Yeah.
Baby, honey, undi, mediane, matadie won't check mammy. Baby, honey, undi, mediane, matadie, format.
Hello, people. It's your girl, Abena Moet. And once again, you're welcome to Lovie Vibes. Yes. And then, like I always say, whatever doubts you have about a relationship, on this show, you'll be sorted. Like, we're going to clear it all. And today, our topic, I know it's going to spark debates, but still. Our topic for today is, should we have sex before marriage? Like, is it advisable to have sex before marriage? So today, my guest is like they're opposites. Baku, Baku. And the other one too, she's with me down there. So please, I'm going to let our pastor introduce himself. Then my beautiful lady also introduce herself.
All right, I'm Reverend Manuel say Asidu.
And I'm Efya. Oh, okay. Yes. And then, like I always say, we can't be sitting here by ourselves without anybody sponsoring. Else this thing is not going to be put together. Like, so Tontina 74 mixture is an immune system booster. Like I said, your daily life is destroying, your daily activities is destroying your body little by little. So if you take this Tontina 74 mixture, my sister, my brother, your immune system is going to be strong. It can fight whatever, wherever, whenever, whatever it is. You'll be okay. Your body has broken down. Like, nah, you have to take care of yourself. So for Tontina 74 mixture. And then again, Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. If you think all hope is lost, if doctors have told you that there is no hope anywhere, please try Endpoint. If they say there is no hope, then that one they know that you are going. But Endpoint, they use the holistic approach and then they have quality machines. So contact them now.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. As an international journalist and actor, my health is my priority. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar in terms of my health. Let's hear what others are saying about Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. Sister, please, let him talk to you. Who will be careful Endpoint one?
Chesenami ankasa me period no say problem is wom. Ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asem ketewa. Na me kwan point no mo hwe me mogya mu no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro me fae no ene ma won kra mienu foforo kwa na me kwan mu a eba. Ti ani je dia ba fie pa.
You heard everything yourself.
Me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante. And then call Endpoint omama nura and then why dia wetimi asori anante.
That's Endpoint for you.
Of Acrobato.
Hello.
Hey, Oshisho what chair?
Okay.
A free bra with the Endpoint what dance. I'm a choir no. Me Johnson sama na nkoye and person my emre nyina and na magina sabema. Na me be fear for there. E hwa de nyina jaresa.
You heard everything. I have secret. Endpoint is my secret. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. I'm free.
Secretary.
Yes, boss.
But what did I find in that court fast no bra? Na me penta ma court.
Boss, pass you. Boss, pass your fast.
Oh! What is this?
Boss, hear him.
Mr. Obibinii na conformasi. Na koto Tontina 74 mixture. Am I see ya? Na family release. Fellow Ghanaians, when him say Jumani say, tragedy pa. Sanso na mi here bibia. Ebebo me ho ban. Efi yare ahodo. Na betumi gina me na so etwa de amanfo. Na sabe no Tontina 74. E ma me immune support. Na ma me akoden any sound mind.
Edroyi nyema apemfo. Abata woma wo manufo. Ene nkwada woni mfie dumie. FDA aje dwede nkrato yato.
So our topic for today, like I was saying, is sex before marriage advisable? My sister Adupa, let's start with you.
Yes, I think it's very important. It's very important to engage in sexual activities before you get married. I feel like if you don't do that, at the end of the day, you will get into marriage and you might run back because you didn't really think of what you were going to get or what you are looking for in marriage. one thing we need to actually think about is that sex plays a major role in marriage. I won't even go close to relationships because that is not what we are going to stand on today. We're standing on marriage. And so therefore, sex plays a major role in marriage. People run away because they feel like their sex life in their marriage is not good enough. They just divorce. Some people can get married. Like you see, they have a particular space when you get married, and then they say after that you can get divorced. You can't just get married and get divorced the following week. It takes some time, like a few months before you can get married. People do countdown after the honeymoon. So
because they didn't
get what they want. Yes. So I think it's really important.
Okay, so let me go to Pastor first. Then I have a question for you. So, Pastor Elman, I know you're going to say no. I mean, looking at the scriptures, so please explain.
All right. To me, I believe that it is not right to have sex before marriage because, from the biblical point of view, if you are going in the ways of God, you should wait till you marry the person, because if you don't marry the person and you have sex with the person in the sight of God, it is not right. And sin is not right too. It wouldn't make the marriage right, no matter how you go about it.
So, Pastor, let's say you pray together with this sister. You do everything with, like, she worships in church. She's a chorister. She's an usher. She does all that. But then maybe because she has never had sex, you know, there's this term in that, like, we Africans have this term that the moment a woman has sex, it's like as Eve ate the apple, your eyes open. When you see a child who has had sex, the moment you see them, be like, because they change. Like, now they are so particular about how they look, so let's say this sister of yours in church, she's still not polished because she hasn't had sex. And then you pray and do everything together. But then again, you are not spiritual every day. I mean, you're not under the spirit every single second. I mean, at some point you are human. So you marry her and realize that she doesn't know how to take care of the place. Like, she doesn't even know that it was like, I mean, what are you gonna do? Because you said it's not right in the sight of God, but I mean, Anaju, it's awful.
All right, so as you are saying, we will say we should test it before we get married, because you are human. You will have that affection, you can have that drive to have sex with the person, but that is why we have self-control according to our religion, like in terms of Christianity. Though Christianity is not religion though, but our belief that you should control yourself, then marry the person, because anyone you go in bed with is like there is a covenant you have with the person.
Yeah.
And especially if you don't get married to the person and you leave the person, a part of you is with them, whether you know or not. Some people don't believe that is it. You see, so that is why when married people, in terms of the couples, when they get married, they begin to look alike. Because of...
Pastor, I get you, but I mean, you have waited. You have got your self-control. You have done everything. But why are you now who say, onim ne ho
who is social?
Onim ne ho so see.
Anything I adore, you see, love covers everything. It covers everything. It's all done.
So do to go like I mean, you have to go backwards.
Oh really?
I mean, yeah, because she doesn't like. It's like I said, because when we're young, before we all started having sex. Okay, they are not
especially in a country where sex education is the problem.
You see, so you see, when you're going to school, it's like when you're young, you don't even care how the place smells. You don't even shave, and then she has kept it till she's grown, and maybe like I said, she doesn't know how to clear the place and
okay. So to you think that it's good to have
I'm asking you that in such a situation. You saying that is like this is what the Lord says we have to do. What if you find yourself in such a situation? I mean,
after you get married to the person,
is your human partner going to come out and then you're going to like lose some form of affection for her?
That is when it wasn't truly love. You love the person, because after you marry the person, there are so many instances or anything can happen to the person. There are so many deformities about the person, and if you truly love the person, you must accept him or her just the way he or she is. Because Rebecca said, maybe you compromise on that. Then it means that your perception about marriage itself before entering was wrong. because sex is not all it is when it comes to marriage.
Yeah, of course. That was what I wanted to ask you earlier.
Yeah.
You see, when you said sex is like plays a major role in a relationship, I get it. But then if it's real love, I mean, if you truly loved someone, do you think it should matter? Like, haven't you ever been with somebody and then you're so in love with the person and you realize that they're not even that good in bed? You have somebody who is better than them, but it's this person that you like, and you don't even understand why. You're like, he's not even my spec. His thing is, so what? So don't you think that, I mean, that is not what is going to make you count
work
down
or not?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, let's look at this. People get married, right? Because they love somebody. In fact, love is there, right? But you don't also have to stand on love alone to get married. Nor are you supposed to stand on sex alone to get married. Nor are you supposed to stand on money alone to marry. But at the end of the day, the tits and bits of each of them is what makes it whole. So if you don't get one, or a little bit of one, it makes it, provides problem. It brings in problem. If let me even state it this way. Now, I don't know you sexually, right? Then we get married. We know each other on a physical basis, like on the communication, on the
you know, you're compatible that way.
But what if we're not compatible sexually? Because we have people that can communicate well, that can, be in a relationship and be celibate. And then at the end of the day, when they get married, they are not compatible sexually. And sexual frustrations now brings fight. But now fight makes you uncomfortable. Now uncomfortability leads you to, I want to divorce. I want to stay away from this man.
Okay, but
this woman.
But don't you, if you say you love somebody and then you are compatible everywhere, once you're compatible everywhere, shouldn't you have, like, you people should be that cool with each other to be able to communicate?
Yeah.
I mean, if you and somebody are so cool, shouldn't you tell them that I really don't like doggy?
Yeah.
I don't like how you do it. I want you to
take care of me well.
No, communication not help it.
Communication can help. But
so then,
at the long run, the thing is, now if you're with somebody, also now you say the Bible says, and let me even you say the Bible says that it is not right to have sex with somebody before you get married to the person. It is in the Bible. Yeah. We have grown to put that in our system. And so therefore, for that reason, even women growing up, we feel like if you have sex with a man before you get married, it makes you a prostitute as a woman.
No, that's like, the Bible we don't says. Feel like that.
We don't feel, but
is it not for our own good
that we don't?
Yes, because if you haven't given yourself, how come when we're younger, the heartbreaks didn't hurt as much as now?
Okay.
Because
she didn't have sex with a person. No, that is the assumption.
You see, no, because sex, you see, we think once somebody bears their all to you, we think sex is just sex. But then
no, sex is not just sex. Let's put that out there.
Like, I mean, sex is
it's a whole lot of connection, communication.
Exactly.
Something that puts people together.
So imagine you and this person have done the most intimate thing ever. And now they're saying they don't want you again.
Abena, that is the reason why you don't just wake up and have sex with anybody. The fact that we say, it's cool to have sex before getting married, doesn't mean that you meet somebody, you guys start communicating, start comparting in certain areas, then you jump into bed with a person. Excuse me, no, you don't do that.
Madam, a man will woo you for 2 years.
Yeah.
Just to have sex with you and will still
people
dump
do
you.
that.
It's true. Yeah.
So you see, you can never be too sure. Like, men, I don't want to insult all of them, but most men are scam. No, because some will even say that I went to church for a girl.
Yeah.
Somebody will go to church.
No, but I know a story where the guy followed the girl to church for years just to be able to have sex with the girl.
Thank you.
That happens. It happens, definitely.
So you see why you have to wait on God?
But you see, they're waiting to...
You've not also seen where the man will marry you before having sex and then running away.
Waiting till you have waited. Some women, naturally, their holes are big. It's still no fault of yours.
Yeah.
Naturally, they have big holes. Others have very tiny holes. There is even a myth that the size of a woman's lips determines the size of her.
Yeah.
This is the hole. This is your thing. And it doesn't touch.
In terms of size?
Yeah, I mean, this is the hole.
Yeah.
And this is your thing. And it doesn't fit.
So with this one, I believe that you you call out. My first time no call out. We are going out, right? So when it happens, before I will ask you.
You should know. I do not know.
Why don't you know?
Maybe whoever was before you had a very extraordinarily large dick.
Yeah.
No, maybe whoever came before you, or maybe it was when I met you that I realized that, oh, your thoughts are different, you're different, so I want to be with you. And then whoever I was with before you, I didn't even know, like, was okay with it. It fit perfectly. But then yours is smaller. And he has already opened the hole. And even though it contracts back, like, naturally, your hole is big. You two, we didn't hold and touch. We didn't even see. Or let's say you are... Some women have very high libidos.
Yeah.
Some women have very very high libidos. And then even if they don't have a high libido, we women suffer. When you ovulate, your eggs want you to fertilize it. So when you're ovulating, you feel the constant need for sex. It comes at dawn, sometimes when you're walking around, and you can feel it breathing. So let's say you two, every day are doing 2 weeks fasting. 3 weeks fasting. And the Holy Ghost service. So I'm sorry, them. Sister used to libido. And the people didn't do it. Now you think your wife is a bad girl because it also dear you also
libido.
Also awful. Everyone say that you're lucky one said them. You see anywhere near my uncle. And then you are running. Now you be avoiding your wife.
Yeah.
Because you are scared. Like that won't it cause problems? Because if she has a high libido and you don't, at some point, that is when cheating comes inside.
Yeah.
When somebody entertains her a little, tells her what she wants to hear, like.
No, I hope you are in the contest, not outside, because this one, if he's in a marriage there, for that one, the man should be able to satisfy
whilst fasting.
Sure, I believe in that. Yeah.
Whilst fasting, as a man of God.
It's not a sin.
Okay.
Really? I thought they said you have to keep yours. Most fasters will tell you that when you're fasting, you have to abstain from sex for a while.
If your wife needs you, even when you are fasting, there is nowhere in the Bible which restricts you from not having an intimacy with your wife.
Okay, but what if you don't have a high libido? You are not a sex person. You don't mind going 1 month without sex. All you need is affection. Maybe I love you to you, kiss each other. But she too, they want to go and kiss her. No, she's trying to do it. Now you're avoiding her, and then is it not going to be a problem?
So Ama, that also contributes to what you are talking about too.
I'm trying to side with both of you. Like I can't.
I get it. You can't be at one side.
Yes.
But what I am also trying to say is that when you don't know your partner sexually, that is where that problem comes in. And how do you get to know your partner sexually?
Is this before the marriage or in the marriage?
No, because you didn't have the sex. So now it is happening.
Oh, okay.
So now it's happening after the marriage.
Okay.
Because if you dated her, maybe you would have known. Maybe if you had sex with her when you were dating, you would have known that, oh, she has a very high sexual libido. But you didn't. So now maybe you noticed in the honeymoon, you thought, oh, we'll pray small, we'll do that. She too, hey, so for Bible too, baby. You are not that kind of person.
You have to adjust and help her out.
So yes, back to you.
Adjust and help her out.
Don't you think you're also supposed to compromise?
Of course, there's compromisation in that situation.
Doesn't it come all the way? It doesn't boil down to communication. That you didn't have sex, you got married, you have a high sexual libido, he doesn't. Don't you think you have to come to terms, like some form of agreement that, okay, I want it 3 times a day. You can't do it. So give me 1.5. The 1.5, I'll count my leg. when like, shouldn't you compromise?
Yeah.
If you truly love, because I mean, most women who have even had sex before marriage, like when they marry a rich man, they barely see them, and we're okay with it. Sometimes most rich men's things don't even work, but the women, because of the money,
stay.
They will stay.
And you are calling that compromise, or you're calling that knowing that they are going to enjoy money. They are just overlooking.
No, because you have compromised. I mean, you want the sex.
Yeah.
But then you know you can't have it. And you're okay with it. And then you're compensating. He's compensating you with something
and
else.
You think they are not cheating? You think they are not enjoying it somewhere?
Some women won't.
Yeah.
Because they're sex toys. Some women will use sex toys.
That is all. Okay, people also call that cheating, actually.
No, okay, what... No, if your partner is aware, then it's not cheating. I mean,
Okay,
some men are okay with their wives doing that.
And others too are not.
Or some women actually don't. Some women feel like this man is good. He's taking care of me and my family. One slip up, and then I'm going to lose him forever, and I'm going to go back to the street. So, whether or not I am in the mood, I have to find a way to... I mean, some people do it. So, why would you want to divorce just because you didn't try it and then you realize that?
Okay, so sex itself, understanding sex itself contributes to how you would want it, where you would want it, if you get what I'm saying. Now, first of all, I don't even want to say some people do not understand sex from the beginning because they didn't get enough sex education. Others too could not identify the kind of sex they want or how they want to be treated because, well, they were not taught. But if you understand what you want, sex is not supposed to be your priority, yes, but it's supposed to be something that when you do, you enjoy. Some of us were taught, I'm not saying me, but some people were taught that when you have sex, it's just to have babies. Some people were taught that way. If you want to have sex, it's just to have babies. Sex is for procreation. So that's it.
Yeah, they hire Christians.
Yes. But then, when you look at it, sex is there to be enjoyed. In as much as you have to have a baby out of sex, sex is there to be enjoyed. Sex is there to put a bond between two people. So, if you don't enjoy it, you can't... people get frustrated over sex. Not because they are sex addicts, but because they feel like that is some kind of intimacy that can help the relationship or the marriage.
But what if he's making up for it in another way?
In another way.
Yes, like somebody will tell you, my husband is very good in bed, but he doesn't listen. He doesn't treat me how I want to be treated. He's just very good in bed. But sometimes when you come back from work, you want somebody to rub your feet. You want somebody to ask you, so what did this girl do at work today? You want somebody to gossip with. And then this man is not doing that for you, but he's very good in bed. I mean, so somebody is doing all that for you and he's not that good in bed. I mean, does it not make up for
intimacy comes in so many ways.
So it's not just through sex.
Not just through
sex. So you won't get frustrated,
but
should you?
Oh, people do get frustrated.
If he's left you, massaging you,
people do get
doing
frustrated.
Everything he's supposed to do, except for the fact that the lobo is not that big. It's not making you
see. If sex is not even just, say, the man's private part going in and out.
Yes, it's the whole...
It's about the whole body.
Like, yes.
How the man will treat your body, how you will treat the man's body.
Some men will just not go down on you. And do you think it should frustrate you?
No, that is not supposed to frustrate you because there's another way the person can do something else.
No, he says he thinks it's dirty. But then that is what makes you come.
Yeah.
And then he's saying that, babes, I love you and all, but I cannot do this.
So reasons why I am saying that you will get to know all these things before you get into the marriage. If you try having sex, if you try getting intimate.
But listen. So don't you think that even in the marriage, you can learn all this?
That is what I was about to ask you. That because when you're dating, I mean, let's say you dated for 2 years, does conversations not come up? Like about how do you like I mean, one time maybe you're not, even if you're a pastor and you're not having sex before marriage, one day
you talk about
people will get noticed more. I mean, you don't get physically, but you will talk about it. I mean, would those things not come up in the conversation?
Okay, so you think let me say this and then go to him. You think someone who is terrible in bed would come and tell you in this our generation where they will laugh at you for having a small private part as a man, in this generation where they will laugh at you because you have a big private part as a woman, the person will come to you whilst you guys are together and tell you that I have a small private part?
No, but if we're planning marriage and you don't tell me, you and I know I'm going to see forever and never.
Good.
So you can't hide it.
Yeah, sure.
Then it is your fault. If we're having the conversation, we have to be honest with each other. I mean, I can't be talking to you and tell you that I have a very flat stomach. I don't have a flat stomach. You will see it forever. So why would I? No, you see, then, I mean, I think it's stupidity.
Yeah.
Because if you lie about it, I'm going to have to see it for the rest of my life.
You see, I want to come in here. You see, so as you're saying, there are things which must be made known before you enter into the marriage.
Yeah.
Because if it's not made known, you can divorce them. It is guaranteed you can divorce the person.
Yes, because he lied.
Yeah, you lied.
It was based on lies.
Yeah. So as you were saying something, do you know? You were saying you must learn it before you enter, so that you can experience certain things about the person. But you know that you can still learn it, and after you enter, you wouldn't enjoy again.
Yeah.
Because there are people who were saying that. I have heard a lot. I've been counseling people, and they were like, before we married,
The
we were
sex was
enjoying
good.
it.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I went to one program.
That is
the other
shamelessness,
program
I guess.
You said something like that. That in
Yes.
yes. You see,
because of the
Really?
responsibilities.
oh, she made that statement
on the
over
program.
there
Because
at
of
the
the
program.
responsibilities.
But the truth is that, you see, you can really enjoy it before the marriage. But after the marriage, there are so many things that may come by which wouldn't make you enjoy again.
Yes.
Sometimes the pressure,
Yes.
when kids comes in, and everything. So the thing itself, it comes with a whole lot. For you to really have a sense of the marriage to feel.
If I'm going to back him up a bit, you see, let's say you dated for 4 years with this man. You have done everything in the book. Meanwhile, honeymoons are supposed to be special.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be intimate. Like on your honeymoon, you see, when you haven't done something with somebody before and he touches you for the first time, it's like there's this chills down your spine.
sure.
Like it's different. But you and this man, you have done all
everything,
the stuff under this bed. Now on your honeymoon, nothing. It's not nothing. I mean, you're going to do it, but it's not special. You've done it all before.
But I'm not married, okay? I'm not married. But one thing I know is that when you're in love with somebody, the person, it doesn't matter how much or how many times the person has touched you. Every touch becomes something else, depending on the level of...
Ma'am, realistically,
So you see-
realistic, it
so you
might
see,
be realistic.
When you love someone, let me say, my girlfriend or something, when she sees me or I see her, it's even enough. Like,
Yeah, like
kind of,
when you see someone, even if you've seen the person 100 years, so you see the person and you're in love with the person, you start to behave like you're stupid. You
Nah, not all
So
the
what-
time. Take
not
it from
all
a
the
married
time.
woman.
Yeah, that is why I started by saying I'm not
Sometimes
married.
you wake up and you see me like,
And it's annoying. Like,
but you still love him.
Yeah.
But I mean, life is not a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is so much stress, work, kids. It's gonna change. So if you say because you didn't, I mean, no. Those who don't do it, to me, have an advantage over we those who did it.
okay.
Cause it's fresh. And who would be a dear nadro? Or more than that shit. Won't he? As a taste, you usually, yeah, dear, near Besuka Kataso, near Besuka Kataso, am I lying? Like, don't you think so? That's like sometimes, like, doing it too much.
You are
A man will date a woman for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then you leave her and go and marry somebody
just for a few
you
months.
dated for 3 months.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Are you saying it's because
I'm asking you.
I get that. No.
no,
feelings-
it's a question. Since you said exploring the person before
but
getting
feelings,
married.
maybe let's say you've been with somebody, as you said, for years, and then you decide to wake up and go and be with somebody else. The person fell out of love. The person maybe fell out of love. The person maybe decided to not feel like be with you again. It happens.
But don't you think it's because, you see, that new person that he hasn't opened all the way up to him. He hasn't seen the good, the bad, the ugly. When you let somebody see the good, the bad, the ugly, the worst in a relationship, they run. Sometimes we those in relationships, we go through problems that people who have been married for 5 years
Do not.
They are going through. No, like it's like when you're talking about your somebody like, hey, and then what you've been married 5 years.
Okay.
Because you have seen it all. But then don't you think that if you had left it to be fresh, that 5 years, no. When the 5 years while I remember saying the first year of marriage, because you've done everything, lived together, done everything. Now in the first year of marriage, you are having people who have been married for 10 years problems.
Okay.
Like and
No, I get that side. But at the end of the day, let's look at it this way. I'm not saying that when you are dating somebody and you guys decide to live together is wrong or is good. It is your personal choice. It is what you decide to do. In fact, in this living, whatever you decide to do is a personal choice. So I can sit here and say, of course, have sex before you get married. Pastor can say, don't. It is what you want to do is what you do. Yes. But at the end of the day, as I base everything on the fact that there's been people that they've come out to say, I want to be celibate. I want to get married as a virgin. They get married as virgins. And then a year later, they lose out of the marriage. And when you listen to some of the stories, it is because we're not sexually compatible, because we didn't know each other sexually. It's because, and at the end of the day, I relay everything back to stress, frustrations, because most our time, one thing is our time, we take details. This our generation. I'll say Gen Z. We put details into everything. You might have all the money.
People say this time they marry a lot because of money. Others to say people marry because of sex. Others to say because I just don't want to be shy. I don't want my family to stress me. But look at it this way. You've entered marriage. You said you don't want to have sex before marriage. You go in. Marriage is supposed to be enjoyed everywhere. You need to compromise in certain places. So if I say that I'm going to compromise for the rest of my life, not to enjoy sex, frankly speaking, Abena, the frustration will build up. In as much as the person works it in the other area and makes you like happy, frustrations will build up. Because anytime you guys would have sex, you will get up angry. Let me get raw here, if it's allowed.
Oh yeah.
When you guys will have sex, then you don't come, right? And then the second he comes, then he gets up and leaves. It becomes a habit because you didn't get to know that before. It becomes a habit. You get used to it. People get angry and not talk. And the second they leave it inside them, the second they build up and they explode, is something else. You will never understand the reason why they are so mad about the fact that they don't come in sex.
But don't you think it boils down to the fact that then maybe you people didn't get, like, there was no communication?
Yeah.
Like, once you communicate or once you understand each other, don't you think that is everything? Because the moment he comes and he goes on, just gets up, don't you think after you have cooked him his meal, whilst you are like rubbing your hands around his head whilst he's eating, you're like, baby, how would you feel if whenever we had sex, I came and you didn't?
Yeah.
Like, don't you think if you keep it in you, then maybe you didn't marry your friend.
Yeah.
If you married your friend, don't you think you're supposed to be able to like talk
and speak it out?
Yes. Don't you think?
Definitely it is necessary. But imagine two ignorant people getting married. Two ignorant people, they don't know anything about sex, getting married. And then, like you said, when you were having a conversation before, and then you said something about when you have sex with somebody and then the person didn't do it right, and then you finally get somebody who does it well. Now, as a when you're BA, so you would love to enjoy it more.
But that is because you cheated, which you are not supposed to.
You are not supposed to. But people do. Why? Because they don't enjoy the sex they are having. People do. Abena, let's face certain realities.
Let me come in with
people
this.
Will run away or people will cheat in their marriage, whether there's money, or not, because they're not getting satisfaction in sex. Because they didn't get to know each other sexually before.
Okay, so what if you get to know each other sexually, and after that things didn't work, and you get married to another person? Because I have had issues or cases like that, that in the marriage, because he did not get married to the person, the other one he was good with, really good at. He pictures the persons with the one he's having sex, the new one.
People do that.
And the woman told me about that. I was like, if your husband hears this, he will divorce you, because it means that you did not marry the person actually even out of love. Because right now, he's in love with someone else, because of how sexually active the person was.
But so then why didn't he marry her? Because he realized that sex is not everything.
So that's why in the beginning I said, sex is not everything.
No, you see, so that alone cannot make you marry somebody.
Yeah.
Maybe he realized that this one is a home builder.
Don't forget the program is about love.
Yes.
So that is why going in for someone, if you go in for someone you truly love. So that no matter what, you can be able to at least
compromise
sacrifice everything and live with the person.
We're told love is not enough.
Love is not enough.
And then when you
it
marry,
depends on the kind of love you're talking about.
You love this man to death. Your life will have Sammykaymedia. It is not enough.
It's not enough.
If you see his face, you get angry. No matter what you love him, you love this one so much. Okay, yes, let me ask you this. We're not supposed to have sex before marriage.
All right.
And then maybe you people didn't know anything. And then after marriage, you realize that your partner can't have children. Through no fault of theirs. They can't have children. And now you didn't try to have... Maybe if you tried having sex with them before marriage, you would have known that, hey, as a yari your home 1 year, me won't say what for your food. No, but this one, you didn't have sex. You didn't do anything.
It's a question you're asking, right?
Yes. Only for you to get married and then you're trying to have kids and then you can't. And you go to the hospital and are told there is something wrong with her womb or he has low sperm count.
Don't forget, children come from God. Children are gifts from God. There are people who can be fertile before marriage, but after marriage, they are not fertile. Yeah, so all this comes in the context of God. And God is love. That is why if you are going for someone, first of all, you should go in for someone who loves God, who knows God. That if anything should happen, you can depend on God. You can depend on God for a miracle. Because there are people who get married for years, they don't have children, and they are not moved because they love each other. If you get married,
but you see, it will bother you a bit, especially when all your friends, you have to go to every outdoor room.
What about
and then maybe it's not your fault and it's your partner's fault.
Okay.
Whenever you go to somebody's outdoor room, you see, you love them, but you are human. You realize that Charlie, I want a baby. Frustrations are built. You see.
I understand. So what if you married, you gave birth to about 5 people and they all died?
That one day you've done your family, nobody can blame each other.
Life happens.
So no, that's what I'm saying.
But this is you didn't get it.
Listen, don't you believe in miracles? Are you not a born again Christian?
But we're not sitting here because of me. There are 10,000 people sitting outside who are probably Muslims, Buddhists.
All right.
And then they don't believe, they are all about facts. And they're like, okay, so what if there is no? Because there are Christians too who don't actually get that miracle.
Yeah.
There are some who don't.
So are you getting married to that person because of a child?
No, but you see, everybody wants.
But you know that not everyone will give birth.
Exactly, and not everyone who.
But you see,
not everyone will also get married.
But you see,
so are you trying to tell me that because I say I won't get married, I don't have to have sex?
Wow. So
not everyone is supposed to give birth, and not everyone is supposed to get married. But I want to, and then you don't want to. We're on different pages.
Yeah.
Not everyone, but me, I don't want to be that one. But you are okay with being that one because it's your problem. And in my head, I'm like, nah, I am my mom's only child. I want to give her, like, I don't want my family lineage to just cut short. And now we didn't do anything. And now we've got married and we realize that this is the problem we have. Or maybe your wife is too tight or your thing is too big. And she can't take it. And you have tried. You have done everything. She can't take it. You too, you need it. And you people didn't try to check. So now it's a problem. Uber no judge.
So there are instances like that, right? That the guy's one is too big.
Yes.
And there are instances where it's too big, it's too small.
It's either too big. We women, men think women want, we don't want too big. So I'm too big, you're like, what the hell? Why?
Kill you.
So what if it's too big and then you didn't do this with this person and now you are married? What are you going to do, Pastor?
All right, so to me, if I'm in that case, before we get married, you should let me know if I'm the lady.
No, but you because you, Pastor, you haven't had sex before, you think your thing is normal. You think yours is, the size is normal. You think it's supposed to, every man's dick is like that. Only for the two of you to do, and you realize that, nah, yours is abnormal.
Or to me, for you making your spouse know, or maybe your girlfriend know the size of your dick, it's not a sin. It's not a sin.
But you don't think it's too big because you are not sexually active. Why you be that now? You know what? Trying now. You don't know.
I believe that as time goes on, if you are the first person entering the person, and as time goes on, I believe women don't have. I think I learned it expands. So as time goes on, say
But you see, some women are naturally very
it opens and
but you see, some women
it can receive.
Some women are naturally very small. No matter how wet she is, your thing is too big. It is just too big, or your thing is too small, and she can't sew it.
Either too small or too big.
Like, I mean, it's either your thing is too small. If your dick is too small, she can't sew it. She can't sew her thing to fit your size. And now, it's a problem because at home, sometimes you are inside already, she's asking, have you put this inside? Like,
that would be so weird.
You see, and then it's going to hurt your ego as a man. And don't you think it will break their marriage?
When it happens that way.
Yeah, because who they are for you, besides who they are showing, like, we're a crab also.
So in this case, on Obano, I don't know what saying once Obana said naturally necessary.
You see?
No, it can't be possible that way. That if the woman has not really ventured before and you coming in and it's small, will be a problem. Maybe now I say no under that.
No matter
if she stated something before that. Some people might not even do anything, but they have big, like women.
There's someone with big holes.
But the assumption
is yes. It's like there are some women since infancy they are.
What's the Kayi?
Don't deliver me from.
There are some women who have sagged it. It's not because men have pressed it. Naturally, the breast goes flat.
But the assumption is that
no.
And then the person's ego is all over the place. Same as you said before, when the private part is small, and then he goes in and then she says a womb dada, then your ego goes there. it's just I was see this issue where I read an article where the lady left herself, and there's this thing where your parents, when you're growing up, they tell you wait for the right person. When the right person comes, the right person will make you feel good, the right person will respect you because you waited for him. And then she waited for the man to come, the right person to come. They met in their 20s. The guy engaged her. She waited until the guy engaged her. And then even after the engagement, they had sex like a few months after the engagement when they were actually going to get married. So for them, they didn't even get married before, but you know, just within the engagement, they had sex before they got married. And then right from there, she said, this is what I had to wait for.
So this is it.
Just this.
Which is the woman?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't worth the wait.
This is what, and then
if it's not that good, then you have spread yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for you.
Then
You haven't wasted your time on plenty.
Then she
This
said,
is it.
I think maybe it's because of where she started from.
See the problem?
Then she was like, I would definitely not advise my son
to wait.
That's what the person said.
It wasn't worth it. And then after the marriage, they went in, they had kids, and then their sex life became so bad, so boring, because one, they were not sexually compatible. Two, the lady did not know her sexual identity. And then
she doesn't even know what turns them on, what doesn't.
What doesn't. And then at the end of the day, she realized that the man was cheating.
Because they are not.
Because their sexual life is down the drain.
So don't you think that with all this, when you wait upon God and you guys get married and learn together, I think it's worth it.
Wait, but this one waited. The only thing she did was during
the guy didn't wait. So both of them, they had problem.
You see, maybe the man didn't wait.
That is it.
The
guy
man
didn't
has
wait.
experienced sex before.
That is it.
So he knows how it's supposed to. But if both of you didn't know, and then now you are trying it together, then don't you think you can tell each other that, okay, let's do it this way today? Like that whole thing is
so what's
fun
the
in
possibility
itself.
that you're even going to meet somebody who has not done it before? So let's wait in this our generation. So like
there are people. So you're a virgin.
I wanted to ask you, are you a virgin?
Are you trying to tell me?
Since we are waiting, are you a virgin?
Oh, somehow.
No,
okay.
somehow.
I think I can relate to that side. When you became born again, you became a new virgin.
Have you ever tried it?
Somehow, but not really.
Why did you brush it and left it, or
I escaped.
Oh, so you have never really had it?
Not really.
Hey, yourself.
Oh.
Somehow, let me put it that way, because I've not really experienced.
Did you ejaculate or not?
Not really.
Then you haven't had sex. You didn't come.
Not really.
One people there, you haven't had
Any
sex.
Abena, yeah, the neighbor case study.
Yes. When you get married,
okay.
we would like to have this
Yeah,
conversation with you, and we hope you get married to somebody who hasn't done.
Who is evergreen, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Because if the person is,
I said the other.
yes.
I'm saying,
experienced teacher, then you are dead.
Graduate teacher.
No.
And then
Listen,
you say-
I'm not condemning.
No,
I'm
but
not condemning people who have done
Oh,
it
of
before.
course.
And I'm not perfect. That's what I'm saying. Like somehow, maybe, but I've not really.
Pastor, because you haven't really done it. Let's say me, I'm experienced. I'm coming
Okay.
to you and I. Are
You
doing
no,
it.
you teach me.
Because I won't feel like
No.
the way you
I won't feel. No.
I'll say yeah.
I'll say yeah.
Pastor, when a virgin
Actually
smacks
true.
your ass, your virgin will be smacking. Yes. Virgin too. I don't want to hurt you.
No. I'm not saying. Me not experiencing it doesn't mean I don't know much about it. I know much about it.
Practice makes perfect. You can say you've read about it. One, it's like you don't have to hands on. You don't have hands on. You don't have hands on. Your friend is saying experience.
Experience.
You have to know how to hold breast, how to suck on it. Should you play with the nipple or not? Like, if you don't know, you don't know.
Hey.
As a uncle soldier, what is
Say yes,
training? But there'll be some terminologies that
You can never.
So I just hope that you meet somebody who is as equally green as you are, and then I would love to interview the two of you.
Yeah.
If you people would be honest, and then we'll have this conversation. Please, my producer, I think we should find two
That is true.
virgins who got married together,
Yeah.
and then ask them how
is it like?
How did you people cope?
Was there? Yeah, cause
But don't forget,
we need real life stories actually.
Oh, sure. But if I have not tasted, doesn't mean I should go and look for someone who has not to that means that maybe I don't love the person. I'm looking for people who are already.
No, I'm just saying you do, because if they are too experienced and you're not, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, definitely.
It will be a problem.
No cuts about that.
Because maybe
if the person is too addicted.
Yeah, maybe not even addict. Maybe the ex-boyfriend was drawing alphabet on the tin. You can't draw alphabet. Somebody can use that time to draw A, B, C, D, E, F, G down there.
Is it possible like that?
Wow. Thank you. Ignorance. Ignorance.
I say ignorance.
No. This is not about accolade. It's about
sex education is really, really important, and we sleep on it.
Wait.
Please, my time is up.
The fact that I'm so way about doesn't mean I'm a sex addict or I love.
No,
but when I do it, I have to
enjoy it.
This is not ignorance. Listen, I know, but doesn't mean SME.
Oh, what's up with your mom? Says I'm not.
No, they are not my. Oh,
I'm not feeling my chosen a bedroom. And I do everyone now. Now, people, I think today is one of the best shows we've ever had. Like, are you supposed to have sex with a man before you marry him, or a woman before you marry her? Like, is it advisable or not? Based on their views, I think you can judge for yourself which one you think would favor you as a person. Yes, and so before I go, please, would you like to give us your social media handles and all of that, where they can follow you?
Okay, so on Instagram you can follow me as Nana_Ikuadepa. And then I have a podcast called Cupid's Mark on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We talk about relationship stuff too, so basically just join me there and let's talk more.
Please say it again, because
the Cupid Mark. Cupid's Mark.
Okay.
The Cupid arrow Cupid.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay. So, Pastor, you too, your social media handles, where you fellowship and all that, and then
all right. Manu on Facebook. Yeah. And I think Instagram to the same name. I think Prophet Manu on Instagram. And my number is 0553925193. So you can catch up. 0553925193.
Please, where is your church?
Christ, Ambassador for Christ. I think around Ablekuma.
Okay.
So
people, today we had a very lovely session, and like I said, this program was brought to you by Tortina 74 Mixture. Is an immune system booster and you need it. And then also Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. Whatever ailment you have, we're going to treat it for you holistically. And then once again, I was your host, or I am your host, Abena Moet. Now just take a put up your pumps, take a sneaky well, okay, sis kanka ezebo, okay, abna erotica, abna tuntu, abna all four down, abna efukutu. Yeah. Catch you same time, another time. Or Lovie Vibes with me. Holla.
Odeme, baby, honey, undi, mediane, matadie won't check him, mame. Odeme, baby, honey, undi, mediane, matadie, format.